Ukrainian conflict has punctured Western perceptions of a mighty Russian army since President Vladimir Putin seized Crimea 8 years ago, and the Russian leader's refusal to let his invading army reset and reform is good news for Ukraine and good news for the West, according to a former U.S. naval commander who heads a prominent strategic think tank. But James Foggo III, a retired U.S. Navy admiral who heads the Virginia-based Center for Maritime Strategy, also said the ugly conflict has underscored a trust gap between the warring sides, and he can't easily envisage Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sitting down to peace negotiations. "I don't know how Ukraine gets out of this other than to defeat Russia, and that's a wild card that's up in the air right now," he said. "You know, if the Russians continue to be beaten, then eventually public opinion will catch up with Vladimir Putin." Foggo offered a damning assessment of Russian military performance so far across all 4 axes of its initial full-scale attack on Ukraine, adding that they ran out of fuel, they ran out of food, didn't have sustainment of ammunition, and they got hit pretty hard, particularly in the battle for Kiev. Putin launched the war on February 24 against Ukraine and its government, which Moscow has overtly and covertly opposed since unrest ousted a pro-Russian presidential administration in 2014, citing a need to demilitarize and subdue its much smaller post-Soviet neighbor. "They're kind of stuck on fighting the last war, World War II, dominated by tank movements across Europe," Foggo said of what he's seen from the Russian war planners. "Can they figure out in a very short period of time how to act like a Western army and inoculate leadership in non-commissioned officers, which don't exist, using weapon systems that are not exactly state-of-the-art?" he asked. "Certainly not before May 9. Putin has suggested publicly that it is crucial to achieve military aims in Ukraine by the May 9 holiday, marking the anniversary of the victory over Nazi Germany in 1945. Russia's massive invading force has taken major swaths of eastern and southern Ukraine, but also suffered significant casualties, in the words of Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, and been beaten back in offensive targeting Kiev and other places. Russia's navy has so far lost 2 warships, including its Black Sea flagship, the Moskva. Foggo cites long-running Russian failures, including a reliance on conscripts instead of a professional cadre of soldiers, underestimation of logistics as the 6th domain of warfare, and misperceptions in Moscow that Russians can operate in the Black Sea with impunity. "I think the Russian Navy and the Russian naval infantry understand that they might get ashore, but they won't get very far inland," Foggo said. Putin has recently replaced the top commander of what Moscow officially deems a special military operation in Ukraine, appointing Chechnya and Syrian campaign veteran Army General Alexander Dvornikov to lead a new strategy to consolidate gains in eastern Ukraine. Foggo said Dvornikov's got a huge task ahead of him, but I believe he also knows that if he doesn't succeed, it's his head on the line because Putin is ruthless not only with his adversaries, but also with his own people and his own generals. He said Dvornikov's first move was likely to be replacing Russian casualties in the first 8 weeks of battle, estimated by NATO to include at least 7,000 deaths in the first month, although Ukraine estimates are higher. Russia has classified its casualty figures in an effort to better control domestic fallout from the conflict. Foggo said the Russian casualties so far had reduced their ability to fight, and Dvornikov was probably in a recruitment and training cycle at the moment. He predicted that Dvornikov is in no hurry. He'll fill the gaps and seams in those units, and he'll fix his armor. The Russians have taken huge losses, Foggo said. Putin was said to have pivoted away from storming Ukrainian troops holed up at the Azovstal metal works in the encircled strategic city of Mariupol on the Sea of Azov, with an April 21 order for troops to seal it off so not even a fly could pass through the city. If they take Mariupol, then with the other territory they've taken, they have built this coveted land bridge that they want down to the Black Sea, a bridge across the Sea of Azov to connect Crimea with Mother Russia, said Foggo. Western powers, NATO and the United States have done a good job of flowing a lot of equipment to Ukraine. It may not be everything that the Ukrainians want, but they are proving effective on the battlefield, Foggo said. The question is, how much longer can they last? They've got to be tired. The Russians are tired too, but what the Ukrainians have going for them is leadership from the top down.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.